Good morning, students. Today's class is going to be about association, which is the next topic in your syllabus. So you would have heard about association. Near your house there will be welfare association, um, your area association. Sometimes there are sports associations. In a college, once you finish, you have alumni association. Okay, so based on that, what can you tell about association? Association is a group of people. Okay, so just like society is formed by individuals or people, association is also formed by group of people. These people come together for a particular purpose or goal, and that too for a limited period of time. Okay, so there are few important things here. It is association is formed by group of people, first thing. Second is they have a particular purpose or goal. Third thing is they are there together for a limited period of time. Suppose you are part of a sports association. Once you stop playing that sports, you may go out of the association. Suppose you are in an association in your nearby place. Suppose you leave that place and go, then you will be out of the association. So you are there in an association for a limited period of time. Okay, so let us see what is the difference between an association, group and community. We will see all this in detail later also. A group is just a collection of people. They don't have a common purpose. Okay, but association, we told, they have a common purpose. There is a purpose for people to come together. In community, people join spontaneously. Okay, association is voluntary. In a community, people, like for example, in your temple or church, people keep coming and joining. There is nobody who is telling them to join, or for some reason they themselves come and join. In an association, it is not like that. Based on the goal, they come and join. Okay, so let us see what are the various other aspects of a association. Okay, so first, there should be a group of people, as we said. Second, they should be organized, and each of them have a particular role in the association. The third thing is they all each have a different function. Okay, so for example, in a sports association, they will promote sports people. In a tennis association, they will promote tennis. Same way, in an alumni association, they will add new members and look at the profession for which they are alumni. So each association has a primary role, and all the members who are part of that do the same activity, but they have different roles within the association. Okay, so let us see what are the characteristics of an association. First thing is, it is a concrete structure. That is, it has a structure. Like there is a head, there are members, there is a secretary, there is a treasurer. Like that, there is a structure for the association, and each person has a different role. The head will have a different role, or the head or the president. Then the secretary will have a different role. Treasurer will be keeping the money. Members will be doing the other activities. So association has a structure with each members having a particular role. Same way, it is established. Established means people come together and form the association. That is why it is called established. Okay, the members come together to form the association. Suppose all sociology students want to form a alumni association. What will you do? First, all 15 of you will gather together. You will have a meeting. Then you will decide, okay, we will have a alumni association. Then you will register the alumni association. So that way, it is an established association. Okay, same way, all associations are established. They have their own rules and regulations. So the rules will say that there should be a head or president, there should be a secretary, there should be a treasurer, there should be members. So like that, each association will have established rules and regulations, and there is a code of conduct, how to behave, okay, within the association. That is a code of conduct. So that is a second character of an association. The third character is the aim of the association is determined. Okay, when you start an association, you will have aim for the association. For example, if the sociology students form a alumni association, what will be the aim? Your aim will be to meet each other and help each other in the profession. That may be one aim. The second aim may be to help the juniors who are coming out of college, new students, to help them find a job. That may be second aim. Third aim may be to help the students financially who are struggling to pay the fees. Or sometimes the alumni association help the institution where they studied if the institution needs some help. So like that, associations have a aim. It may differ from one association to another based on the type of association. Then all the followers are members of the association. So for example, just like the alumni association for sociology, if your group establishes that 15 of you will become members, then next batch whoever comes, they will also become members. So like that, each group who graduates out of the college will become members of the association. So all the followers will become members. Okay, the next thing is membership is voluntary. In association, you can be voluntary member. Okay, there is no compulsion to become a member. Sometimes if somebody doesn't want to become a member, then they can say I don't want to be a part of this association, and they can go off from the association. So membership is voluntary, there is no compulsion. Next one is all the members have common interest. You should know, we already told that each member is very similar. Like all the people who graduate out of sociology course become alumni of medical sociology course. If they have graduated out of some other course, then they will have different alumni association. Same way, people who play tennis, they have a tennis association. People who play cricket, they have a cricket association. A tennis player cannot become a member of cricket association because he won't have interest in that game. So like that, each person becomes a member based on their interest. Then people cooperate with each other. See, in an association, if you are not interested, then you will come out of the association. But otherwise, because it is a voluntary, you want to become a member of the association. Nobody is forcing you. So if you want to become a member, then you have more interest in the association. So you will cooperate with the other people. Then finally, durability of the association. Durability means how long does it exist. Association can be permanent or temporary. For example, if you form an association for medical sociology alumni, then every year you will have alumni coming. So all these people will become members of the alumni association. So it becomes a permanent feature. But suppose the college itself closes down, there is no other, or the course itself closes down, there is no other graduate coming out. So slowly the association will lose its members. So association can be permanent or temporary. There is nothing like it should be permanent or it should be temporary. Okay, so it depends on what type of association it is. So it can be permanent, it can be temporary. Okay, so the other thing is all the members should be answerable to their own activities. Every person will behave well. So I already told there is a code of conduct for each association. So all the members have to follow the rules. So the final example that we have given here is, suppose a sports association is there and the sports people are suffering. They are not given enough weightage in the association. So somebody joins the association to provide help to all the sports people. Then he realizes that the politicians are interfering. So because association is voluntary, he can come out of the or association. So it is completely voluntary. So that is about association. So next we'll see what organization is. Okay, so can you tell, is Karigiri an organization or association? Karigiri Hospital. Karigiri Hospital is an organization. See, association is voluntary members. Here people are not working voluntarily, but we are working because there is a hospital. So Karigiri Hospital is an organization. whereas alumni association is association. Okay, so hope you understood the difference. So let us see what an organization is. Okay, the word organize itself, so suppose you organize a function in your house, that means you do all the arrangements for the activity. So same way, when a group of people work together for a particular outcome, then it is organized. Okay, so human beings, we said in the first line of this chapter that humans are social animals. That means we are social, we talk to each other, we have relationships with each other, we cannot live all alone. So because we are social, we form associations, we form community, we form organizations, and we are part of institutions. So you should remember these four things: organization, association, community, institution. Okay, so each is different from each other. So let us see what an organization is all about. Okay, so let us see the second paragraph, which tells organization means a pattern of individual or group relations. So in an organization there is a pattern. So in Karigiri organization, for example, the pattern is all the people who want to work in the field of leprosy, they come together to work in this place. If somebody wants to work with heart patients, then they won't be interested to join Shefflin Institute or Karigiri Hospital, because we do not have heart patients. So organization means they have a particular pattern or group relations. Okay, and they come together for a particular outcome of the social process. Outcome of social process means when they meet each other and have a relationship, there is a benefit. Benefit is the outcome, or the result is the outcome. Okay, for example, to make you understand outcome better, you all study 1 year in the first year course, then you have a exam in August, then the results are published. The result is the outcome of your 1 year course of study. So that is the outcome, the result or benefit. Okay, hope you understood the meaning of outcome. So social organizations have a outcome at the end of it. Okay, so there are two broad types of social organizations. One type of social organization is the family related things. The other is the voluntary non-family things. It can be said formal and informal. Okay, so family related things are kinship, family, clan and tribe. The meaning of kinship, clan and tribe you will see in the later chapters when we study other aspects. So they are like members of the same tribe, means they are family members, they are related to each other. Kinship is also same thing, so they are all part of the same group of relatives. Okay, so that is one type of organization. The other is the formal organization, which can be a political organization, which is the state government. It can be an economic organization, which is a factory. For example, Karigiri is a hospital, so it is partly factory, partly educational organization. Okay, then your church or temple can be a religious organization. For example, the Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanam is a religious organization. Okay, then a bank is a financial organization. Schools and colleges are educational organizations. So these are the different organizations. Okay, so hope you understood what a social organization is. Just like we studied the association, there are certain characters of organizations also. Okay, so every organization has a goal. So every member of the organization is working towards this common goal. For example, what is the goal of Karigiri? Karigiri goal is to treat every leprosy patient in a non-stigmatized manner. That is the goal of Karigiri. So we are working towards that. Okay, same way, what is the goal of Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanam? They want all the people who believe in God to come and worship there. So that is their goal. So like that, every organization has a common goal for which the members of the organization are working. Okay, so I hope it is simple and understandable. The next thing is, each person has a role and status. Take Karigiri for example again. Each member in this hospital or organization has a particular role. The director has a role of leading the institution. The principal has the role of leading the college. The teacher has the role of teaching the students. And a nurse has the role of taking care of patients. So, like that, every person has a particular role in an organization and they work towards their role. Okay, the next thing is norms and mores. Okay, we already studied in the previous chapter. Norms means what? Norms means rules. Okay, so every organization has its rules and mores. So with rules and regulations only you can control the members. So suppose the college did not have any rules, what time will you all come to college? Some of you will come at 8 o'clock, some of you will come at 9 o'clock, some of you will come at 10 o'clock. So the rules and regulations or the norms and mores that controls the members. And when the members are controlled, the functioning of the organization will be smooth. So everything can happen on time in a correct way. Okay. So suppose the people do not follow the rules, what will happen? Then we'll go to sanctions. Sanctions means punishments. So suppose a member does not follow the norm, then he will be given sanction or punishment. So what kind of punishment? Some of them may be dismissed, some of them may be suspended. So these are the punishments. Okay, the next character of an organization is democratic participation. Okay, so democratic means it's freedom to behave. Okay, so every member has certain amount of freedom, though they are under rules and regulations. We have freedom. Same, just like our country, we have to follow the rules and regulations of the government, but at the same time we live in a free country. Same way, organization, people are free to act in their own way, but they have to follow the rules and regulations. So that is democratic participation. Next one is authoritarian. That means some aspect of the functioning of organization is authoritarian. So everything cannot be free. For example, some aspects there should be authority. So you are given the freedom to eat between 1 to 2 lunchtime. That is democratic participation. All the students have lunchtime 1 to 2. Okay, so that is democratic participation. But if some of you tell, I want to eat from 3 to 4 or 4 to 5, 4 to 4:30 I will eat, or I will eat between 9 to 10 during class time, then the principal has to make sure that you do not do that. That is authoritarian. So every organization has both democratic participation and also authoritarian rules. Finally, voluntary organization. What is a voluntary organization? An organization can have voluntary work also. When a group of people come to form a body for a particular purpose, for example, Karigiri Hospital is a voluntary organization. 50-60 years back, when the people wanted to start Karigiri, they came together because they wanted to help leprosy patients. So that is why it is a voluntary organization. So the group of people together, they function for the welfare, integration and solidarity for the society. The government itself under Article 19 says that the people of the country have the right to form association. Okay, so even the UN or the United Nations, it says voluntary organizations are called non-governmental organizations. So Karigiri is a NGO. It is a non-governmental organization. It is registered under the Indian law, so that we have a specific aim and objective, which is to the treatment of leprosy patients and making sure they are completely rehabilitated. Okay, so that is the organization or the characteristics of a organization. Okay, so let us see what are the differences between association and community. Yesterday we studied about community. Today we studied about association. We said association is a voluntary membership. I gave the example of a alumni association, whereas community, your people who live near your house, you form a community, or your church, your temple, members of the church or temple, you form a community. Okay, so association is not a community, okay, but it is a group within a community. For example, you are a member of a church or you are a member of a temple. Okay, so that is a community, you are part of the community. People within that temple or church, they can form an association just to help poor people. So it will say welfare of poor people association. So an association is not a community, but it can be a group within a community. Hope you understood that concept. Okay, then community is a form of group which arises on its own. Okay, so did you all become members of your church or temple on your own, or because of a common reason you went? Because of somebody, some particular aspect did you go? You all went spontaneously. The first time you went to your church or temple, you just went, then you liked the place, then you're going regularly. But on the other hand, association is artificially formed. Okay, you don't just go to an association, but you form an association. It is voluntary and it is deliberate, okay, for a particular reason. So that is the difference between, another difference between association and community. The third thing is community is spontaneous and creative, okay, but association is artificial and mechanic. It is created. Community is created on its own. Okay, did your next door people come to stay there because you live there? They came because they found a house there. So that is a community. Okay, whereas if you form an association, it is artificial, and because you want to do particular work, you are becoming a member of association. That is the other difference. Then community is a focus of social life. Okay, community, in your community, in your house, nearby place, what happens? People, they all talk to each other, there's children play with each other, so there is a lot of social life involved. But it is very unorganized. They just play on their own. There is nobody telling at all of you come together at 5 to 6 and then you can play. There's nothing like that. Whenever they meet each other, they play or talk. Whereas in an association, you have a particular time and type for everything. It is an organized social life. Okay, community is a free social life. There is no organization. You just walk on the road, you meet your friend, you talk. Whereas in an association, you tell everybody today there will be a meeting at 5 o'clock. You all come for the meeting. So in association, it is organized social life, whereas community is a spontaneous social life. Okay, then the next thing, an association, it's just the first point which I am repeating. Association exists within community and is formed by individuals with similar interests. Okay, whereas community is an organization, is not a, I mean, association is not a community, but organization within a community. That is the same thing, vice versa. Association is present within community. Okay, a community is a large thing, association is present within the community. Okay, but association cannot be it is not a community. So that, I hope you don't get confused, it's just playing around with words. Association is part of a community, but it is not the community. Okay, okay, then the membership. Members in an association, they join voluntarily, and they can leave the membership of the association if they do not feel they are part of the association. So membership is voluntary. You can join, you can leave whenever you feel like. Whereas community membership is not like that. You are born into a particular community. Okay, nobody gave you the choice to be born in Vellore community. You were born by chance. So you are part of Vellore community. So it is not easy to leave a community, whereas it is easy to join and leave a association. So the last point, community sentiment is necessary to constitute community. Without the existence of community cannot be imagined. That is, there can be no community without the sense of we feeling. That is, you all feel, yesterday also we saw in community the sense of we feeling. That is, you feel part of that group, part of that community. Whereas in an association, even though you don't feel part of it, because of your membership, you are there. Okay, so that we feeling is present in a community, whereas it may not be present in a association. So that is the difference between association and community. Okay, hope you understood this class. So go through this and study well. Thank you.